Hello everybody, welcome back to the classroom. So today in this class, what we are going to talk about is the various cost records and audit. See, in last class, I specifically mentioned that if we talk about Companies Act 2013, now what we have cost audit covered under section 148, right? This is what we have covered into the previous classroom. And even I told you guys that if we talk about section number 148, every time we have to refer rule number 3. Apart from that, whereas today we are going to talk about what are the various rules which are over there. In the previous class, I told you that yes, there are certain rules which are made under the Companies Act. See, whenever it comes to any kind of rules which are made, so the very basic question which I have in my mind, which is the senior or supreme when it comes to act or rules? Sir, act is the supreme, act is the senior, or act is higher when it comes to any kind of, you can say, powers. Act is going to tell you that what is required to be done, whereas how it is to be done, that will be elaborated by rules. Act has just informed that yes, as per section number 148, you need a cost audit. Act has just informed this much. Now, which company is going to conduct cost audit, how this cost audit will be conducted, how you are going to maintain, what is the manner of maintaining cost records, what about cost audit, how that will be conducted, who is going to conduct that, each and everything is written under the rules only, right? Moving ahead, and after that, you have already covered this with me, that these companies cost records and audit rules, they came in the year 2014, and although they are notified, so how we are going to study these things is the very first phenomena is particularly like that I do have a lot of diagrams. So my dear students, we are going to refer those diagrams. And the people who believe in studying pure theory, what they can do, I can give you the exact rules, the PDF of these rules. I will give you both of them. At exam point of time, for revision purpose, you are going to refer these diagrams, whereas for elaborative studies, you can also refer the Act Plus rules. Both of them will be provided to you in the PDF. So in case, now a very important announcement, there are a lot of students who still have issues. They have not done their auditing very much. They are not much familiar with the auditing which was over there in Inter. So in case if you have any of such issues, do let us know. We are going to help you with each and everything. Don't worry about them. So what we are going to do, we are going to give you these rules, or you can say whatever the syllabus which was forming a part of Inter, I can share them with you. There is no problem. Don't worry about that. Okay, I'm there to help with you. I'm there to help you guys. Don't worry about them. If your basics are not clear, do let us know. We will explain each and everything again. Now moving ahead. So there was a question which was raised in the last classroom. That was like, sir, if we talk about cost audit, what is the manner of appointment of auditor? The manner of appointment of auditor remains same. The cost auditor is to be appointed by a board resolution. There is no need of any person, no need of the resolution passed by shareholders in general meeting. There is no such requirement. Now moving ahead and talking about these things which were now made under the Companies Act. So they are companies, cost records, and audit. As apparent from the name itself, these rules are going to tell you about the cost records, that what kind of cost records are going to be there. We are going to cover CRA, form number 1. And when it comes to audit, what is going to be the format of audit report, who is going to conduct audit, how the audit is going to be conducted, whenever you are going to appoint an auditor, from which date does the commencement is going to begin, within how much time you need to appoint an auditor, and what is going to be the tenure of that auditor. Is it possible to remove a cost auditor? And let us suppose that nobody knows about life. See, life is totally uncertain. We don't have any prediction beings like that how we are going to manage rest of the things. So see, nobody was aware that yes, corona is going to hit us so badly, although we managed to survive really very good, but that hit, and there was a lot of people lost their lives. So it is just like that. Let us suppose that the cost auditor expired, right? The cost auditor expired, or he resigned from the particular position. In that scenario, now how we are going to deal with it? So that situation is named as casual vacancy. casual vacancy, right? Moving ahead, talking about the next part. Now we are going to have these diagrammatic representations. The very first point is these rules are known as cost records and audit rules 2014. They are already in force, so please do not raise this question that are they, officially applicable. They are officially applicable. They are applicable from 30th of June 2014. How you are going to remember this 30th of June? My birthday comes on 30th of June. Just to memorize this. Okay. And apart from that, there are a lot of definitions which are given over there. If you want to study those definitions, I'm going to give you the exact PDF of rules. That is something which we are going to discuss a little bit later. Now the very first is, now what we are going to cover, that applicability of cost records. Applicability of cost records and applicability of cost audit is a different thing. See, just like every organization is making accounts, everybody is preparing accounts, everybody is using accounting principles, people are using double entry system of accounting on accrual basis. Is every organization required to get its accounts audited? No. So it is just like that. Applicability of cost records is different and applicability of cost audit is different. Cost records, their applicability is covered under rule number 3. Rule number 3 of cost records, listen to me very carefully. Rule number 3 of company's cost records and audit rules 2014 is going to tell you about the applicability of cost records, means what are the various companies which are required to get their to prepare cost records. And after that, rule number 4 is going to tell you about the further applicability of cost audit. Yes, we have covered it in the previous classroom, and at that time by mistake I must have mentioned over there rule number 3 or 4. They are, whenever we are covering them, we used to cover them together, right? So do understand that there's a difference between preparing cost records and getting your cost records audited. So if we talk about cost records, the cost records are applicable to every industry, whether that is going to be regulated or non-regulated, right? Getting my point? I told you guys previously that the government has divided sectors into 2 parts. The very first was regulated one and the second one was non-regulated. So let it be any sector, right? Let it be any sector. If anybody has a general threshold of turnover of 35 crore rupees or more, right? 35 crore rupees or more, if this is your turnover, you need to have your cost records. These cost records are prepared in format CRA1. Did you got my point, my dear students? Moving ahead, these cost records are generally the format is CRA1. Cost records audit form number 1. In this, you are going to prepare your cost records. I'm going to give you a format as well, that how you are going to memorize these forms. Getting my point? Do remember, if we talk about, and it excludes MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises. Micro enterprise or small enterprise. MS does not mean MS Dhoni over here. MS means micro and small enterprises are not included in this. A small enterprise and MSMED Act have been taken out of the preview. Then it means if there is any organization by any name with having a turnover of like more than 35 crore rupees, they are not required. Now let me tell you this very carefully. They are not required to prepare cost audit records if they are a micro or small enterprise, which is governed by MSMED Act, that means Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Act. Moving ahead, so this is all about the diagrammatic representation of rule number 3. Maintenance of cost records. Any company, let it be like domestic company or any foreign company. Domestic company means the company having registered office in India, or foreign company means the company which is having registered office at any place but not in India. And apart from that, they are listed in table of rule 3, whether they are regulated, whether they are non-regulated. whether they are regulated or they are non-regulated. As I have mentioned earlier, that the government has divided them into two parts, whether they are regulated or not regulated, and they are engaged in production of goods or providing services, and the overall turnover from its product and services is more than 35 crore rupees in preceding financial year. So that means if we are talking about today, we are going to take the previous financial year. Over there in that year, if they have crossed, if their turnover has crossed, sir, if we tell you that they are manufacturing only one product, it doesn't even matter. We are just going to take the aggregate of their turnover. How much turnover they have achieved. What is their net sale? That's it. From the turnover itself, we are going to, find out that whether they need to prepare cost records or. Moving ahead and talking about the next part. The next is applicability of cost audit. See, now we have two parts over here. What government has done, now there will be a cost audit. And this is applicability of cost audit is governed by rule number 4. Now do remember, my dear students, if I'm telling you guys this again and again, cost records, their applicability is governed, mentioned in rule number 3, whereas when it comes to applicability of cost audit, that is mentioned in rule number 4. Right? Now what government has done, government has divided that, you can say, the sectors into two parts. The one is regulated sector. And another one is unregulated, or you can say non-regulated sector. This I have mentioned earlier as well into the previous classroom, and this is written over here. Now, if in regulated sector, now what we are going to take, what they are manufacturing one product. They have one product or they have more than one product. If they have one product, right? Then if they have one product, then the maximum, if their turnover is more than one product is 25 crore rupees, right? And if they have more than one product, that means it is 50 crore rupees. When it comes to non-regulated part, if they have one product, they are manufacturing one product only, or else if they have more than one product, right? If we talk about, then for one product it is going to be 35 crore rupees, right? More than one product. If their turnover exceeds 35 crore rupees, if they have more than one product, if their turnover is like 100 crore rupees or more, if that is 100 crore rupees as well, right? If the turnover is exactly 50 crore rupees, exactly 25 crore rupees, then also they are required to get their cost audit done. Got my point? So do remember, whenever you are going to write about the cost audit, always mention section number 148 plus rule number 4 of companies cost audit and cost records and audit rules 2014. Do remember this part. Do not make a mistake. Now here you need to pay attention, because rule number 4 tells us about that yes, there is a provision of cost audit which is going to be applicable, but still there are certain exceptions. Do remember, my dear students, there are certain exceptions. That means even if you have one product, even if you are there in regulated sector, or even if you are there in non-regulated sector, if you are working or you are operating from an SEZ unit, right? Exemptions means that means the parts where this provision is not going to apply. If you are operating from SEZ, that means a special economic zone. If you are operating from SEZ, these provisions are not going to apply. That means the applicability of the cost audit is not going to be applicable, whether your product is going to cross the turnover or not. Cost audit is straight away not applicable. The next part is all about if revenue from export. If revenue from export is more than 75% of total revenue. That means their revenue, if there is a particular organization and they are straight away export oriented undertakings, that their business is mainly of exports, and let us suppose they have earned 100 crore rupees in a particular year, and from that 100 crore rupees, more than 75% of total income, more than 75% of total revenue is from export only. That means you have earned them in foreign exchange. Got my point? That means in foreign exchange, this income is there. Getting my point? Then it falls within the exemption ambit. It falls within the exemption ambit. Very simple. Got my point? Yes, please. Moving ahead, my dear students, and talking about the next part. Now, whatever we have covered so far, this is again a diagram which has been given over here, which is going to help you guys in your examination times. Regulated sectors and non-regulated sectors. See, now we have annual overall turnover. During the preceding year, we are going to check in a financial year is more than 50 crore rupees in regulatory sectors, right? Or you have individual product annual turnover of goods and services. Sir, if they are manufacturing services, it's okay. A lot of services they are doing, or they are just giving a single service, right? Just like if we talk about if my classes are a product, if they are being classified as a product, that means I have a lot of products. I have your SPMBV, I have, cost and management audit, even I have law as well. So just like that. Next is non-regulatory services overall turnover. Overall annual turnover in the preceding financial year is more than 100 crore rupees. And overall, if we talk about the individual product or products, here we have like more than 35 crore rupees. Got it? This is the same part which we have covered so far. Over here in rule number 4, I have already explained this. There is nothing new. The same has been explained twice. Now, over here, what they are saying, there are certain situations when this rule number 4 is not going to apply. That means the organization, in spite of exceeding the turnover, whether individually from a single product or as an aggregate, they need not. One more thing I would like to add over here, my dear students, it is and that means they need to fulfill both conditions. That if they have one product, it should be like this, and if they have a lot of products, they need to fulfill both of them. The condition is and, that means you need to fulfill both of them. Sir, in case if they have only a single product, then only one condition is going to be applicable. Now there are certain instances when rule number 4 is not going to apply. Only rule number 3 will apply. That means only there will be no cost audit application. No cost audit is going to apply. Only cost records need to be maintained. Only cost records are required to be maintained by the organization when, if the revenue from export foreign exchange is more than 75% of total revenue, if you are operating from a SEZ zone, right? The same is over here when it comes to non-regulated sectors or regulated sectors. The exemptions which are provided, they are same. If revenue from export is more than 75% of total revenue, or they are operating from special economic zones, then in this situation, no cost audit will apply. That means rule 4 is not applicable. Only rule number 3 will apply. Rule number 3 is going to be applicable. Whereas when it comes to these situations, over here, they are required to get their cost audit. But this part, my dear students, they need not to get their cost records audited by our cost accountant. This is an exemption box. They just need to prepare cost records, but they need not to prepare. Do remember, they need not to prepare. They need not to get their cost records audited. Getting my point? Okay, sir. When anybody need to prepare cost records, see, it is given over here. When you have your overall turnover in the last year is more than 35 crore rupees, you need to prepare your cost records. Got it? This was the rule. This is the diagram. Got it? Understood my point, my dear students? You will be getting these diagrams marked, and apart from that, you will be getting them in the raw format as well. Now the first phenomena, how we are going to maintain these cost records. What are the various things which are going to be included in cost records? If we tell you, sir, okay, it's okay that we need to maintain cost records, we are going to maintain that in form number CRA1. Okay, got it. Now the next is cost audit. Casual vacancy. Casual vacancy of cost auditor. Casual vacancy of cost auditor. That casual vacancy means that he has, before that casual vacancy is before time of expiration of tenure. Casual vacancy is whenever, let us suppose we have appointed one person and he has been appointed from from 1st of April 2019 to he has been appointed till for 31st of March 2020. Now, in this situation, my dear students, what this person has done, he has resigned somehow in between. This was his end of tenure. His term for which he was appointed, this was end of tenure. But before his tenure, he has resigned, or else he has been removed, or else the death of the cost auditor has taken place. That is just before the expiry of tenure. It is known as casual vacancy. So in case any casual vacancy is going to be there, that means your cost auditor has been removed by the company or the resignation has taken place. So let us suppose that there is a death. He died. Alas, he died. Right? Now, what you are going to do, the company is going to inform. Death of cost auditor has taken place. Now the company is going to inform the central government within 30 days that yes, sir, our cost auditor is no more. He has expired or he has resigned. Within how much time? Within 30 days of the incident which has taken place in form number CRA2. Okay, so sir, that means if the death of cost auditor has taken place, the company needs to inform central government. Yes, the company needs to inform central government in form number CRA2, and after that they are going to he is no more. But again, now we need a new appointment. Yes, definitely we need new appointment. We need new appointment of cost auditor. We need new appointment of cost auditor. That is absolutely correct. Right? That is absolutely correct. Yes, we need new appointment because he is no more, but we need somebody who is going to take care of the cost audit part. Right? Because cost audit is applicable. We need to look after that. Now let's do one thing. Let's move on to a diagram where we are going to understand the total mechanism that how things are going to work. If somebody has resigned or somebody has been removed, not somebody, exactly the cost auditor has resigned or he or she has removed. Now how we are going to take care of those things, right? How we are going to deal with that. Now the very first is we are going to talk about whenever we are going to appoint. So cost auditor, the very first part is about appointment of a cost auditor, right? Appointment. See, let us suppose appointment of cost auditor. Now there's a question in my mind which a lot of students do have, because when it comes to these part we have given a lot of exams till this before this examinations, and some of us, not everybody, has been faced negative results as well. Now the very first question which I have in my mind, and I would like to discuss that with you guys first. Now the question is, sir, you told us that as per rule number 4, now listen to me very carefully, these kind of questions are going to be there in your examinations and you will seem like that you don't know anything. You don't know anything. People used to give up like, okay, I don't know now, hands up, I don't know anything. Now next is rule number 4. Rule number 4 talks about straight away applicability of cost audit. Yes. Now, the question is, there's a particular organization which is a regulated sector. They are manufacturing more than one product and their turnover are as follows. The question, this was raised in examinations, do remember. In the year 2016-17, 17-18 and 18-19, the turnover over here was supposed to be as per rule number 4. If we have like a regulated sector over here, the turnover can be for more than one product is 50 crore rupees. That is, maximum is going to be 50 crore rupees if they have one product, more than one product, and the aggregate from one product should be more than 25 crore rupees. Now over here, their aggregate turnover has been just given with you guys. The aggregate turnover over here was 40 crore rupees, over here was 60 crore rupees, and over here was, or let us say over here it was 46 crore, and over here it was 60 crore rupees. Advise the board on the appointment of cost auditor. How they are going to appoint the cost auditor now? How the situations, how the phenomena, what is going to be the process? Now, the question is, so first of all, we need to figure out that whether the cost audit is applicable to the company or not, right? So let us suppose they have written, sir, is it applicable? It belongs to a regulated sector. They have more than one product. I mean, are they exceeding 50 crore rupees? Yes, that means it is applicable. That means it is applicable. Now they are telling us, now the next question is, explain the provisions about appointment of cost auditor. Now what you are going to do, you are straight away going to refer rule number 6. Question was from rule number 4 and it has been diverted to rule number 6, which talks about cost audit. Now the answer is going to be, see, whenever you are going to cross these limits, that means cost audit is going to be applicable. Once you have completed a financial year, now the appointment is going to be in next financial year. That means the assessment year, in the assessment year you are going to have the appointment. You are going to appoint cost auditor over there. Appointment is going to be in 2019-2020. Why? See, let me tell you the reason behind this. See, in board meeting, appointment within 180 days of the commencement of financial year. Okay. Company is going to appoint within 180 days. That from this part, once your year has started, from 1st of April, you are going to take like 180 days. Within 180 days is the maximum time period you should have your cost auditor with you. You need to appoint your cost auditor, my dear students. Do remember this part. Okay, got it. Moving ahead now, talking about the next part which we have over here is, now within 180 days of the commencement of like financial year. Yes sir, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Next part is that company shall inform the cost auditor. See, to whomsoever it is concerned, if you are appointing somebody, you need to inform them. Plus take consent from cost auditor. From cost auditor. It is the duty of company that whatever whosoever is going to be appointed as a cost auditor, the form is going to be filed. As I have mentioned earlier, whenever it comes to any appointment, do remember my dear students, whenever it comes to any appointment of cost auditor, what you are going to do, you are going to file CRA2 to central government, CRA2 with central government within 30 days. Within 30 days, you are going to file the same with central government. Got my point? Yes, please. Moving ahead and talking about the next part. See, whenever it comes to any appointment, whether the previous auditor has resigned, whether the previous auditor died, whether the previous auditor has been removed, whenever you are doing any kind of fresh appointments, do remember we need to file form number CRA2 within a period of 30 days. Right? Within a period of 30 days from the date of appointment. Now, as the company said that in the board meeting, you are going to appoint. So that means within a period of 180 days. Now, what we are going to do, you are going to file a notice of appointment with central government within 30 days. Now, the next question arises that appointment of cost auditor, how we are going to appoint him? By, or you can say in board meeting. appointment, whenever we are going to appoint any cost auditor, he is appointed in board meeting. That means the board of directors, they are going to pass a board resolution. By passing board resolution, board resolution, just by passing a particular board resolution, you are going to appoint somebody. Do you remember, my dear students? Now you are going to appoint that person as a cost auditor. So for that, that means in order to appoint cost auditor, we need to have a board meeting. Absolutely correct. Yes. Right? Now, and what they are saying, that you are going to file a notice of such appointment. That means you have appointed a particular cost auditor. You are going to file the notice of such appointment with central government within a period of 30 days from the board meeting. That means, as I was talking about in the board meeting, if you have appointed a cost auditor, that means from the date of appointment in board meeting, within 30 days, you are going to file the notice with central government, which is in CRA2. Got it? Understood? Please let me know if you are unable to understand, or let me know if you are facing any difficulties with it. Now this is one of the conditions. And apart from that, the next is file a notice of appointment with central government within a period of 180 days from the commencement of financial year. Whichever is earlier, among both of them, whichever is going to be earlier, this is going to be your appointment phenomena. Right? Getting my point or confused? Sir, we are don't worry. So the people who are getting confused, don't worry. Now let me do it for you. Let me do it. So if we talk about cost auditor appointment in simple terms, cost auditor appointment. So that means the cost auditor appointment is going to be in two areas. You can say within 180 days, from commencement of financial year, for the financial year in which you are going to appoint, or within 30 days, from BOD meeting, board meeting, in which cost auditor is appointed. Out of them, whichever is earlier, it is the duty of company, to file form number CRA2 with central government. Now did you got my point? You need to inform central government about the appointment which you have made. That should be made maximum within 180 days or within the 30 days from the board of directors meeting in which you have appointed, you have finalized that yes, you are going to be my cost auditor. Sir, your diagrams are much better than what has been given in book. Oh, thank you. That's not my diagram, that is just the magic. That is how we are trying to. So I just want you guys to pay attention towards each and every minute thing. See, it is very easy to wrap up these kind of courses being like, you guys know that hardly the people are over here for these two subjects. I know that, but it's easy to get it wrapped being like in 30-40 hours, or maybe you can say 30 hours only. But it's good if we are spending a lot of time. It's okay. Why you are not spending a lot of time? You should pay a lot of attention towards that as well. Now moving ahead, my dear students, now the auditor is going to continue in office. Once you have appointed this auditor, right? You have appointed, auditor appointed. Now, auditor appointment is there. You have informed the company, central government about the same. Now the situation is, what is going to be his tenure? Till how much time he's going to be there? That is, he is going to be there. It's like within till till 180 days from completion of financial year. Completion of financial year. This is going to be his tenure, that he will continue till completion of 180 days. The logic being why 180 days is over here is can be tracked over here because he was appointed within 180 days. He can continue till like 180 days or the time when he is going to submit his cost audit report. After that he is relieved. He is relieved. I am going to explain that, maybe in next few topics. So he's going to continue in office till expiry of 180 days from the closure of financial year or the next is or submission of, you can say, oops, or submission of cost audit report, whichever is earlier. Whichever is earlier. Did you got my point? This is going to be tenure. So just like that, we have appointment phenomena, right? Just like we have appointment phenomena, we have a proper criteria for completion of term. If question comes for completion of term, this is going to be your answer. Till when he is going to continue 180 days from the completion of financial year or the time when he is going to submit his cost audit report, he is relieved. You are free now. Okay, so sir, then with the means we are going to appoint him again. Yes. Or till he submits his report. Right? Got my point? Now the situation arises that there may be a lot of instances when the cost auditor has been removed, or you can say the cost auditor, has resigned, or he died, or anything like that. Right? So that comes with the casual vacancy. Casual vacancy shall be filed by Board of Directors within 30 days. In case of any casual vacancy which has taken place. And over here, this was a fresh appointment, my dear students. Do remember, this was a fresh appointment. Right? This was the time when everything was going on smoothly. This was a fresh appointment in the starting of year. But over here, the casual vacancy has taken place, that may be by resignation, by removal or death. By removal or death. Any phenomena, any kind of those kind of things can work over there. See. Arey sir, what you were doing? I was just trying to reduce my fan speed. Fan speed, yes. When it comes to our studios now, we cannot have fans. We can have exhaust and we can have ACs only. Because if we are going to use fans, those fans are going to make noises like insane, man. Like insane. Anyways, moving on to next part. So my dear students, whenever you are going to feel like that, yes, there is any kind of casual vacancy, that casual vacancy, I'm not talking about fresh appointment, I'm talking about the casual vacancy that needs to be filled by the board within 30 days. That means if any auditor has resigned or has been removed or has expired, that means in case of death of cost auditor, that needs to be fulfilled by the company, or you can say the management or the organization, within 30 days. Do remember, you have a lot of time when it comes to fresh appointment, but when it comes to this kind of casual vacancy, that needs to be filled within 30 days. Within 30 days from date of resignation, removal or death. That means once a person has been removed, you are going to get new person within 30 days. And after that, as I told you, whenever there is going to be any appointment, whenever any appointment is going to take place, whenever any appointment of like this, what do you call it as, of cost auditor is going to take place, your company is going to inform central government in form number CRA2 within 30 days of appointment. Within 30 days of appointment, this form is going to be filed. Right? Do remember, my dear students, there is a very slight difference when it comes to both of them. The very first is that your cost auditor, you had a casual vacancy, right? You had a cost auditor and there was a casual vacancy. From this casual vacancy, you need to have fresh appointment. You need to appoint somebody. That means you need to appoint a new cost auditor. From this casual vacancy, you need a fresh appointment within 30 days. Within 30 days, you need a fresh appointment. Got my point? Let it be like, your cost auditor has expired, or let it be like he has, resigned, or whatever it is. That resulted in casual vacancy. Now, within 30 days, you need fresh appointment. And for better clarification, what I'm going to do over here, and after that, within 30 days of appointment, the company is going to file, right, over here, within 30 days, fresh appointment of cost auditor. And once you have appointed that new cost auditor, you are going to file form number CRA2 with central government. See, casual vacancy shall be filed by the board of directors within 30 days and inform CG in form number CRA2 within 30 days of such appointment. And after that, what is going to happen, that now you have new cost auditor. The new cost auditor is going to submit his report in form number CRA3. Now, one more part, the cost audit report. The cost audit report is all the time available in form number CRA3. Got it? Okay. Sir, what is the time limit now? You are talking about that, yes, there is, like a cost auditor, he has to submit his cost report. When he needs to submit his cost report, there are two questions now which are over there in our mind. The very first is that time of submission of cost audit report. So this is your financial year. From this part, within 180 days. 180 days. Whenever the particular financial year has ended, for which financial year you have done the cost audit, within 180 days you are going to submit report. Okay. Now the next question is, when you can say that cost auditor is free, or he is free from any liability. He is free from work, he is free from liability. 180 days or submission of report, whichever is earlier, right? Once he has submitted his report, or period of 180 days has elapsed, now he is free from company. Now he will not be liable for any of the consequences. Submit cost report and cost auditor in form number CRA3 within 180 days from end of financial year. From end of financial year. Let us suppose we have conducted the audit for 2018 and 2019. For this, you are going to submit your report now within 180 days. Within 180 days from 1st of April 2019. That means if I talk about April, May, June, July, August, September, till 30th of September, you are going to submit your report. This is the maximum date. Do remember, this is the maximum date. This is not minimum. It is maximum date. Okay, this is maximum date. Yes, maximum date. Before this, it needs to be done anyhow. And once the company has the cost audit report has been submitted to board of directors, do remember that it is the duty of cost auditor is going to submit the report to board of directors, and this is your timeline. After that, the board of directors, or you can say the company, they are going to submit the cost audit report to central government, right? To central government, and this will be done within 30 days. Within 30 days from the time when the cost audit report has been received by the board of directors, they are going to submit the same to central government in CRA4. Got it? This is what is written over here. Within 30 days from the date of receipt of copy of cost audit report furnished to central government in form number CRA4. So my dear students, let's quickly do one thing over here. Your form numbers, let us do one thing. CRA1, CRA2, CRA4. See, the very first phenomena, let me tell you that how the process is going to begin. So first of all, you are going to check that whether the cost audit is cost records. Now let us learn it over here only. Cost records are applicable on my company or not. Rule number 3. If they are applicable, I am going to maintain them in CRA1. That means this is going to be the cost records format. After that, now the next which I am going to check that yet if the cost audit is applicable on my company or not. Rule number 4. As per rule number 4, we are going to check. After that, rule number 5 tells us that yes, we are going to appoint the cost auditor. And if you are going to appoint the cost auditor, you are going to file form number CRA2, which talks about appointment of cost auditor. Appointment of cost auditor. It is very easy to memorize. See, we are moving with the sequence only. If you have appointed cost auditor, definitely he is going to conduct audit. He is not going to enjoy in your company. So he is going to submit his cost auditor report. Cost auditor report is going to be there with the company in CRA3. Do remember the cost auditor is going to submit his cost audit report in form number CRA3 in this much time limit. Within 180 days from the end of financial year, he is going to submit. And that report which has been to the cost auditor, which he has forwarded to board of directors within 180 days, the same report board of directors is going to forward to central government in form number CRA4. Right? Very simple. You just need to pay attention, nothing else, my dear students. Right? Nothing else is required from your end. You just need to pay attention, that's all. Now moving ahead, we just have few things left over here. Now we will be talking about the various forms which we have over here. The forms, now if we talk about CRA1, that talks about the cost records. Yes, definitely we are going to talk about cost records. But if we talk about cost records, what are the various cost records which are required to be maintained? See, 30 headings are over there. 30 headings are over there. I mean, you can say the 30 kind of records which are over there, which are required to be maintained as per CRA1, like material cost, employee cost, utility, direct expenses, repair and maintenance, fixed asset and depreciation, overhead, administrative overhead, transportation cost, royalty and technical know-how, research and development service expenses, quality control, pollution control expenses, service department expenses, packaging expenses, interest and financing charges, any other item of cost which is not included. Apart from that, how much is your capacity, what is your work in progress, what is your finished stock, and apart from that, captive consumption. How many of you know about captive consumption? Captive consumption is something which we have made, that is produced or manufactured in our factory, and we have consumed it ourselves. Right? We have consumed it ourselves. Next is byproducts and joint products. Next is adjustment of cost variances if there are any. Apart from that, we need to reconcile the cost accounts and the financial accounts in order to detect that whether is there any kind of error or fraud. Apart from that, related party transactions, expenses and incentives on exports. See, whenever you are exporting something, the government gives certain kind of incentives. Those incentives are like, I mean, the duty which is applicable or the taxes which are applicable on your product, that may be waived off, right? Or if you are, I mean, into a DTA, domestic territory, you guys have covered exports, you know about custom duty, right? So those kind of things are over there. You are an export oriented undertaking, that government gives you certain kind of benefits. Right? And a duty drawback, a lot of things are over there. Production records, sale records, cost statements, statistical records, and records of physical verification. These are a lot of things approximately. I mean, you need to maintain these proper records in form number CRA1. If you are maintaining it, that's good. But if rule number 3 is applicable, if rule 3 is applicable, I'm telling you this again and again, my dear students, that means your turnover is more than 35 crore rupees and you belong to a particular regulated or non-regulated sector. Sir, great, move ahead. Sir, if we are not falling in any of them, it's okay, it's your call. That means cost records is not applicable. If your industry is not falling within, I mean, regulated or non-regulated sector, then great, sir. Then great. That means cost records are not applicable. Cost audit is not applicable. Right? Law is very much straightforward. If they tell you that it is applicable, means it is applicable. Apart from that, moving ahead, now the next phenomena which we have over here is form of intimation of appointment of cost auditor by the company to central government. This we know that form number CRA2 is going to be there. I mean, should I give you a glimpse of form itself? Let me check. See, whenever you are going to download any form, I'm going to tell you that how we can download the forms as well, and from where you can download those forms. Whenever we talk about any form, so there is a corporate identity number. Just like we guys do have our Aadhaar numbers, our PAN card numbers, every company is being issued a CIN number. If that is a foreign company, we issue FCRN number, that is a unique 22 digit alphanumerical number issued by the central government, a unique identity of the company. Can anyways, let me show you first of all that what is how we are going to talk about this CRA2. See, whenever we are going to download anything, my dear students, do remember all the forms are available over here. This is I'm over here at the Ministry of the Corporate Affairs website. This is form. Can you see over here? Can you see my marker over here? Can you see my cursor? Forms and downloads. I'm going to click over here, and after that, I'm going to scroll it down. Right. So let us suppose which form I need. I need CRA2. It is over here. See, so what is the difference between having this E form and having this E form with instruction kit? See, whenever you are filing your form, so and if you need any kind of instruction, go for this. Okay, go for this if you need any kind of assistance over there. But if you need only the form itself, you can download the form only if you have filed it earlier as well, and you do know about the things related to that as well. Sir, I mean, what is this? I mean, you are downloading a form which was updated on 2019. As I told you, these are a kind of like these forms, whenever you are going to down the latest version. And this is on the same page as I have mentioned earlier as well. This is CRA2. You can get, I mean, your CRA4 is also available over here. See, when you are going to file your cost audit report with the central government, each and every form is available over here itself. Over here itself. Right? So those forms in which you need to intimate the central government about them, they are available here all the time. See, so this is going to be your form. Whenever it comes to any company, you are just going to enter the SIN number over here, press the pre-fill, and there you will get each and every detail. So just like that, you are going to enter the corporate identity number. Whenever you are going to enter it, you will get the global location, name of the company, address, email, phone, each and everything will be there. The fields which are marked in red, my dear students, do remember you have to fill them all the time. Okay. Apart from that, you need to enter over here the firm registration number. That means you need to mention the details of the cost auditors. The people who are working as an auditors, when it comes to you, you need to mention their details, that who is the cost auditor, is there any date of casual vacancy, or what was the reason of casual vacancy, if anything related to that has happened, if any casual vacancy has taken place. Apart from that, what are the various products or services to which your cost audit is related, what kind of products are over there. Okay, so that means it needs any kind of CETA headings. From where we are going to get these CETA headings? CETA heading means the headings which are available under Excise Act 1944. So that notification which we are going to discuss in the next classroom, there you will get the headings for everything. I mean, you just need to figure out that in which industry your company is working, and the proper heading will be given over there. Number of items or products or services, you just mention it over here. Apart from that, in number of industries or number of products, how many products do you have? Apart from that, the cost auditors which are appointed, how many cost auditors are over there? Sir, can we have more than one? Absolutely, you can have more than one, right? And you can have more than one. Just like, I mean, if you are not satisfied, if you want that two people should work and they should submit different report, if you have extra money, man, you can have a couple of them. You can have three as well. If your shareholder asks for, I mean, or if there is any such kind of special demand by the lenders or anything like that, you can have a couple of cost auditors as well. But nobody goes for that. Apart from that, you are going to mention over here what is the category of the cost auditor. Is it an individual or the partnership? He is running a kind of LLP. His firm and registration details, everything is going to be there. Apart from that, you are going to mention the financial year for which year you have conducted this cost audit. And apart from that, you are going to mention attach over here the board resolution of the company, using which the board resolution of the company for the board meeting in which you have adopted that cost audit report, that yes, we have adopted it successfully. Now let's see what your book says. Corporate identity information, the general information about the company, we have seen that. Product and services for which the cost audit has been done. Details of cost auditors, how many cost auditors are over there, what is their nature. Financial year, if any previous cost auditor which has not been reappointed. See, That was not over there. Okay, moving ahead. And apart from that, you have the board resolution and the optional attachment part over here. Next is your cost audit report format. This is something which we are going to talk about in proper detail. Right, there is an annexure whenever a cost audit is being conducted. So what we are going to do, we are going to have a proper detailed wise analysis of, or you can say product wise, or if you are into services, then we are going to have analysis into service wise, and after that we are going to have a proper annexure depending upon that you are in manufacturing sector or else you are into service sector. You can choose accordingly. This part A is all about the general information, what kind of policy you have, what are the various products and services which you have, the general information of the company itself, or you can say the auditee, and after that the details of some auditors, what kind of policy you have, what are the various products. This is mentioned all the time in the cost audit report. Apart from that, if we talk about, now it depends upon the what kind of business the company is doing. Are they into manufacturing or are they into service sector? If they are into manufacturing, you are going to mention the average cost statement, right? So few things are over there. See, this is going to be common. The content is common, but it just creates a difference when it comes to manufacturing and when it comes to the service sector. We are going to mention it over here. Suitably, you are going to mention over there like part B or part C. And at the end, part D is all about the profitability. How much value addition is over there? What is your financial position? What about the reconciliation of the indirect taxes? What about the ratio analysis? Each and everything. This is going to be pure financial. This is going to be pure financial. We are going to cover this part. This is not just like I have elaborated just like in 30 seconds. It is going to take like more than 3 hours or maybe more than that. Cost audit report is that much elaborative part in your syllabus. So my dear students, the very last is all about the form number CRA4. When the cost audit report is required to be filed by when the company is going to file the cost audit report with central government in form number CRA4, and this is required to be filed within 30 days. Within 30 days from the date when you have received your cost audit report, you need to file it with the central government itself. Now let me show you, and please do remember this CRA4 is all the time filed in XBRL format. In XBRL format. XBRL format means Extensible Business Reporting Language. Extensible Business Reporting Language. That is our XBRL format, and there are certain XBRL rules as well in this regard. Okay, moving ahead now, let me show you that how does CRA4 look like. The details which are mentioned over here, I do understand that you guys can learn or a lot of things, but whenever it comes to anything which is visual, that creates a difference. That will give you a good point to memorize things. See, now moving on to that part itself, there we had marked already CRA4, as I don't need the instruction kit itself. So what we are going to do, we are just going to download this. See, this is my CRA4 which I have downloaded. Now moving ahead, my dear students, so this is the form for filing cost audit report with central government. Again, whenever you are going to mention the SIN number of any company, it will automatically take the prefill. Let me show you how it works. So I have taken SIN number of a particular company. I'm going to paste it over here, just like I'm going to match. Okay, options of feature have been risk only one time. You need to allow them a lot of times, right? So just I'm going to press this prefill. Once I'm done with that, okay, now they're saying that, okay, so this must be not working. See, just I have pressed this prefill. So each and every, I've just taken a random SIN number. I do not have any kind of relations with this Reliance Adda Group trustees. Okay, I have just taken the press the prefill button, and after that each and every detail has been filled on its own. Got it? Whether it comes to any kind of SIN number or when it comes to any kind of FCRN number, you just have to enter your SIN number over here, press prefill button, and each and every detail when it comes to the basic information will be entered on its own. Anyways, moving on to next part. So when you are filing, see, when you are filing this with central government, that means you have already filed CRA2 before. That means if you are filing cost audit report, if you are filing cost audit report, that means you already have your cost auditor na. You have your cost auditor who has done this cost audit. Then only you are filing it na. So that means the company has already intimated central government about the appointment of cost auditor in CRA2. Yes, yes. So they just need that clarification over here that whether you have done this part also or not. SRN of CRA2 filed for appointment of cost auditors. You are just going to mention that. Apart from that, what they next need is the financial year for which the cost audit has been done. See point number 3. See point number 3 over here. Getting my point? Right, moving ahead, after that, the number of industries or the sectors or what kind of various products and services you are dealing with. After that, they are going to ask about the state, the number of products and services applicable, as whether you belong to a regulated sector or non-regulated sector. How many cost auditors are there with you guys? How many cost auditors you have appointed so far? The details of cost auditors. Just the basic details which I can expect from a final level student that they can easily enter over here. Right, and apart from that, whether the cost auditors has been reported qualified. I mean, is there any kind of adverse remarks in your qualified means any kind of reserve adverse remarks. Reservation means any kind of reservations. Has been qualified means that has been suitably adopted. Sorry, qualified means it has been suitably adopted by the board of directors. Adverse remarks, are there any kind of reservations, any kind of observations or suggestions? If you do have any, then you need to mention each and everything in detail. And this needs to be there. This cost audit report needs to be there in XBRL format. Do remember, XBRL format means extensible business reporting language. That is again a format which is required in order to file your CRA4. See, so you need to mention SIN number, general information, right? And apart from that, you are going to mention about the details of the industries or the sectors, products, services. And apart from that, you are going to mention detail of cost auditor, details of observation and audit report, and attachment is going to be XBRL document. This is what you have also seen with your eyes itself. And apart from that, I'm not funding anything now which is required. See, this class was totally based upon the diagrammatic representation and the notes which we have founded like more feasible as compared to app, as compared to pure rules. But it's okay. I can understand that you are a student and you may be having a lot of doubts. So there may be a lot of content which is not covered into the classroom. The rules may say something else. It's okay. Just for one time, we are going to cover the rules also. From next time, I'm going to give you these, tables only. But from next time, we'll be covering through these kind of diagrams and tables only. And only for this time, I'm covering rules also in next classroom from the bare act itself with you guys. From next time, we are not going to do anything. Just for this time, we are going to cover rules also, just so that you guys can gain confidence that yes, you have covered each and everything. Okay, there will be hardly like one or two things which are not covered, which are less relevant from examination perspective. Apart from them, you will find everything is covered. Okay, and the depth which is required from examination perspective is what we have covered over here in proper details. That's all. We are done for the day, my dear students. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. We'll see you next class. Bye.